All right, welcome to module number 5. We are 5 weeks into the semester. I want to go back and discuss just a little bit. I just got done grading module number 3, and I have to say, I really enjoyed going over the simulating assignment. I think there was a lot of really cool, clever ideas. Some people really had some interesting insights, and I try to pick out some readings that I think are interesting, and I find, I'm interested in them, and I'm really glad that a lot of people are finding room for engagement with a lot of these. Something I did want to mention whenever we're discussing any type of primary source, and I say, hey, reflect on it, discuss it, whatever. There's always an expectation in academia that you're going to set this up listing the author's first and last name and listing the title of the piece, adding some context, maybe just a brief summary before getting into it. It's not like it's half a phone call where you're like, I agree for the most part. I think there was great ideas, and you just kind of address it as if everybody's already aware of it. There's still some aspect of setup, context that's expected. Use the author's first and last name every time, the first time you mention them, and then just the author's last name every time after that. It's not the article says, it's the author says, CUSIN says. So utilize the author's names, kind of give some context and some background, set up the ideas before you get into it. But overall, really fantastic ideas. I really did like that. I'm looking forward to getting into module number 4 grading wise. Module number 5, oh my gosh, it's so small. Why is that? It's because we have essay number 1 that is due on Monday next week on module 6. That is going to be the very first thing we do. We're going to turn that in on Monday. We're going to workshop it over the course of the week. So I am trying to give you as much time, as much freedom and latitude that I can to get that done and do the best job possible. So we do have that. You're picking one of the primary sources, one of the 3 essays or articles that we had read from the beginning. We had Plato, we had the Apocalypse, and we had the Simulation. Um, and within that, the expectation is also that you're going to start that off with a summary. You're going to give the author's first and last name, unless it's Plato, obviously. Um, and you're going to provide some context. You're going to give some type of contemporary connection. You're going to give context to that. And you're going to spend the essay arguing, tying it together. I do not want to see 5-paragraph papers. If you are writing with 3 main points and each of them are in 1 paragraph, stop writing and come talk to me. Let's discuss this. Come to the office hour. I'm available on Wednesdays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, same office hour link, noon. So we can discuss how to develop one main idea and really dive into it. The 5-paragraph paper, where it's just 3 different points, all of those are just limited to 1 small paragraph. Each one of those has like a little topic sentence, 1 quote that's like, I proved it, ta-da, and then just a tiny sentence that kind of articulates that connection. And then on to the next point is not deep enough. We really need to delve into these points and really utilize resources, construct arguments, set things up, and support them. And so, if you're not aware of how to do that, we need to have a discussion about it because 5-paragraph papers are perfunctory. All right, we're not here to talk about 5-paragraph papers. We're here to talk about module number 5. So why don't you stop talking and get into that? All right, all right, all right. We start out with we have 2 OERs in this one. It's OER backpacks versus briefcases from Damn Good Arguments. Again, we're getting into implications, rhetorical analysis, rhetorical context, and the various aspects like that. And then the second one is the OER, the rhetorical appeals and historical context. This one's a lot briefer. These are 2 chapters. They're like sibling chapters. They're often assigned together. So why not just follow suit and assign them together? That's the reading that we have. We're going to get into. Um, and then we have 1 assignment. It is a 200-point assignment. This is a big one. So, you do have 75 points on summary and 125 points on analysis. This assignment asks that you apply a razor sharp analysis from the M5 OER backpacks versus briefcases and the rhetorical appeals of socio-historical context from Damn Good Arguments to an argument that you have found in the wild. We do this a lot, don't we? The wild in this case may be YouTube or any essay you can find online. So you're going to have to give give a source. No straw man argument. No, some people say we need a source. We need a talking head. We need somebody who we can give attribution to. And you're works cited on this. You should have a works cited on this. Um, so have that source, still discuss it within the summary. Again, the whole thing with the summary, giving the title, giving the author, utilizing the author's last name every time thereafter, is presenting their ideas without any type of bias or shading. You're just giving them the strength of their own argument in the summary so that you're setting it up as effectively as you can set up their argument. We're not trying to do anything rhetorical through the summary of debunking, debasing their argument. We're giving that argument in good faith so that if they looked at it, they'd say, That's my argument. That is sufficient. Thank you." It's representing them well. Okay. Then we have the 125 points on the analysis. The analysis needs to be heavy with analysis and utilize the language from the OERs. This is an application from the OERs. This is your opportunity to say, yeah, I read the OERs and here's proof. This is me praxis. This is me taking elements from the OERs and applying it to my razor sharp analysis of this issue. All right. That's what we have. That's pretty much it. We have that one assignment. I'm hoping that it's a fun assignment because you get to choose an argument that you like to address, summarize it, analyze it, utilize the OERs. But more than anything, let's get essay number 1 to be razor sharp as well. All right. If you have any questions, office hour Tuesday and Wednesday, or send me an email. All right. Thanks.